What's up, babe? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya. If this is your very first time here, before we go any further, I have an announcement. All of my content creators and aspiring and new beauty influencers who are looking to grow online, my course, Beauty Boss 101, is now enrolling. Enrollment opened yesterday and it will be open for 2 weeks. The link is in the description box as well as in my first comment. But if you are interested in enrolling, go ahead and hit that link. Today, we are going to be doing a new technique on the face, girl. A new technique. I don't try a lot of new techniques on this channel, but when I do have the opportunity to show you guys something different, especially something that's been a trend or other people have done, I want to sprinkle my little 2 cents in there. We're gonna be doing highlighting and contouring before foundation. We hit a few roadblocks along the way, but we know how to work it out on this channel. Before we hop into it, please make sure that you hit subscribe below if you have not yet, so that you are updated when new videos come out. Also, make sure that you hit that notification bell as well, so that you are updated when new videos go up. All right, y'all. Let's do it. So before we hop into this experiment, we're just gonna do a quick little eye. I just wanna show you guys how I got this quick, simple, shimmery type of eye. I'm gonna prime my eye, and this is with my Maybelline Fit Me concealer. This is in 50 Cafe. And I'm just going to blend that out with my sponge. And we are actually going to set this today. Primarily because we are using a Colourpop Super Shock Shadow, and those work a lot better on a set eye. So I'm taking my Laura Mercier and just patting it all over the concealer. Make sure we have a nice even base, and that's it. This is pretty much what I did in my last video for our everyday makeup routine. This was the vibe. I'm gonna go into this Super Shock Shadow. This is beautiful. Y'all know that Colourpop glitter I always use? I feel like this is like the pressed version of that. Gorgeous. This is in Lightning Bug, and I'm actually gonna take my finger first and start to press this in the middle of the lid, because it just gives such a beautiful finish when it goes on the finger. Girl, I had to zoom in a little bit so y'all can really see what's going on. I'm gonna try not to mess this up since I do have nails right now, but y'all know I love to use the finger sometimes, because not only does it go on nice and smooth, this particular formula, but I also kind of get to blend it upwards, especially when I'm working with like glittery colors like this. Just the lighter part of the tip of my finger, it gives it like a natural blend up, if that makes sense, where it's not so stark. Now I'm gonna take an Anastasia brush. This is the flat end of an Anastasia brush, and I'm just gonna work this on the inner part of the eye, and I'm gonna push it upwards. And then very easily on the end, we're going into our bronzer. So I'm actually using this Black Radiance pressed powder, which is in Black Coffee. And with a blending brush, I'm just going to stamp that into the corner and then blend it out. I really don't want this to be too crazy, so I'm not gonna bring it too much over. I'm just kind of gonna leave it like that. Take a clean brush, dust around it, and girl, that's it. That's all we got, because this ain't the focus today. I'm gonna be using my L'Oreal Infallible concealers today, because I feel like these will give me, well, especially the dark one, will really give me the contour that I want. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and contour first. And let me stop getting ahead of myself. I'm gonna put on some primer. This is my Pretty Fresh primer from Colourpop. But I wanted to do this tutorial a little more close with you guys today, especially since we're really gonna be focusing on blending and seeing how this really goes. Girl, I'm a little nervous. I know this was like a trend earlier this year. Jackie does this all the time now. So I was like, okay, I have gotten requests to do this video. So I was like, okay, you know, we're just gonna give it a try. I don't know if it's gonna stick, but it's worth the try. So first I am gonna go into my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear, and this one is in the color Coffee. And we're first gonna go in with the 4 head, the 5 head. We wanna make sure we bring this 5 head in a little bit. I'm going to start to put it on my cheekbones, and I should not have just went in that much with that. Oh my God. Y'all know this stuff is like crazy potent for concealer. I'ma do it. Then I'm gonna start to put this on my under eye, and this one is in the shade Honey. My thing is, I feel like maybe this will work if you're looking to put on less product in general. You know, you can skip the areas when you're putting on foundation, but I guess if you already have something there, then you don't feel the need to put on a lot of foundation. I guess you use less is what I'm thinking. From my experience, once it dries down, you get a better like coverage. So we're gonna blend out the contour first, but I just kind of want to let the concealer sit and dry down a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and do a thin line down the nose, thin line. So I'm blending this out with my multitasker from Sigma. And y'all, definitely went in with way too much product. I'm aware of that. Way too much, but you know, it's cool. But we are obviously seeing like a super duper difference in color. And I feel like, I don't know, everybody looks like this when they're doing this. From the videos that I've watched, everyone who uses this technique look crazy as heck first because of the big difference in shades. Because what you're missing is your foundation. You're missing that natural skin tone shade that brings these two shades together. So doing this technique, it kind of makes it obvious why we need foundation, you know? It just kind of shows that we need that foundational color to, you know, mix these two colors together, or two different, you know, stark different shades together. But y'all see, we got a lot of product on the face. Of course, we didn't have to go this deep, but I really wanted to see the full effect of doing this. But what's crazy to me is that when we highlight and contour in general, whether we have on foundation or not, it's a lot of product, especially with foundation. So imagine putting on your foundation and then going in with all of this product right on top. That's a lot of product. That's a lot of product. And I can see, in theory, why someone would want to do this, because it is, at the end of the day, less product. And if that's your goal, I feel like that this would be a cool thing to do if you can get the blending right. Because I feel like if you have a problem with blending, then sis, this is not the way to go. Because you gotta be a pro with this. This ain't for the weak. For foundation, I am going to be using my NARS Natural Radiance. This is the mini. This is in the shade Macao, and with this brush, which is from Il Makiage. A lot of you guys asked me about this brush. This is what I used in my last video for my everyday makeup routine. Love, 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 love this brush. And I'm just gonna use this to put in my foundation where I feel like I need it, which is crazy because now I feel like I don't need it. I don't know. Maybe I blended out my I guess I can see why I probably need it. This is weird. This is just weird. It's just weird to me, but I guess the more you start to blend it in, it does become your shade. But I almost can't, well, I guess I can see. We don't necessarily need to go into foundation all right here. I'm just putting it in the places where I feel like I might need it, but I don't want to cover up the product that I already put there, you know? Because I feel like that's supposed to be the point here, is to put on less product. So I'm kind of gonna try my best, girl, to work in between the highlighter and the Okay, I'm gonna try to work in between the highlighter and the contour up here at the top, because usually I do take my brush to blend these two together, but usually that foundation shade is already there and I'm using the excess that was on the brush, but now I'm using the product actually on the brush, and it's creating another line of demarcation along the top. Oh my God. Hold up. Okay. Not used to this, but you know, that's why we're experimenting. That's why we're experimenting. But I will already go on record and say that this is not a beginner's technique. So if you see your favorite beauty influencers doing this, or girl, my brow coming off. This is one of the reasons why people don't like to do their brows before their face. But you know, I ain't gonna stop doing it. That'll just take a second to fill that in, girl. And we back. But yeah, if you see your favorite beauty influencers doing this, girl, just go and skip it. Because this to me is a very advanced technique, because your blending skills have got to be A1 from the day one with this. And this ain't it. But to the defense, and I need a little bit lighter under the eyes, so I'm going into my Maybelline, and this is in Honey. It's in 30 Honey. Just to, ooh, that's real bright. It's fine. It's okay. Just to add a little bit of brightness under the eye like I usually do. I would say that this is cool for not putting on so much product and piling it on layer after layer after layer. But besides that, I don't think this got my vote. I don't think this is my jam. I don't like it. I don't like it. But I like to try different things, especially, you know, things that might be a trend or that other people are doing, Maya, just to see if there's any like perks in actually doing it and trying to master that technique. But this one in particular, I do not see the benefit of me taking on this technique or the benefit of like saying this is cool for beginners either, because that would be a lie. We're gonna go ahead and set because I think we're pretty highlighted and contoured now. And I did not hit my nose. I'm gonna hit my nose real quick with a little bit light of this, because y'all know this stuff, it goes a long way. Look, just them couple of dots is super dark. Like, do y'all see that? Girl, who got the time? So today isn't too much about the products, more about the technique. So I'm going to go ahead and set my under eye. This is with my good old fashioned Laura Mercier. And over the weekend, y'all, I did kind of leave my powder on a little bit. I had made a reel. I had left my powder on after, like, during my set. Because you know, I have a video all about setting and baking, like the difference between setting and baking. And in that video, I said that, you know, if you set, you don't let it just sit like this. You push it into the skin and then you go on top with something like this and let it set, which I do still think is best practices. However, over the weekend, I did try to do it like this, where it was my first time putting it on and I kind of let it sit a little bit, and I actually liked how it looked. Maybe because it was just a little different than what I usually do, but I felt like it made the skin look really, really smooth, but it did not last as long as it lasts when I actually set and then bake on top. So it did not pass my long lasting test, but the skin was smooth, girl. She was real smooth. I feel like I want a deep lip today too, y'all. I feel like that'd be cute with these more simple yet glam eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Black Radiance Pressed Powder as a bronzer today, since I already put it on the eyes, just to keep some continuity. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I am loving how our skin is looking right now. Is that the technique? Or I don't really know what it is, but I'm definitely feeling a little more snatched than usual. Maybe it's just the fact that we contoured today versus like bronzed, I guess. Still not crazy about the technique that we used as far as an everyday technique, but I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it with the face almost done, she might be making some points. She might be making a couple of points. She might be making a point. I mean, since we sculpting, we might as well sculpt for real. So I'm going in with my Laura Mercier medium deep powder to connect under my contour on my cheekbones and connect it to my mouth so that we really get that sculpted look. I'm gonna let that bake a little bit and sit right there while I finish up the bottom lash line. We are getting to the end, y'all, because I think we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish today with this flat shader brush, really small shader brush. I'm going into this Black Radiance and just, oh, y'all see that? I'll just poke my contact with makeup. It's annoying. But yeah, I'm going into this and just lining the bottom lash line, taking a bit of a fluffier brush to blend it out. Then I'm gonna hit it with some mascara. No need for no liner today. Dang, y'all, had I not used that NARS foundation, this would have been an affordable drugstore type of tutorial. Dang it, Maya. Gotta think things through, girl. I'm gonna take a fluffy brush to just dust off this powder kind of aggressively, just because I want this not to be a super sharp line. Because look, if I don't do it aggressively and dust it off, we're kind of a lot more sharper over here than we are over here. So I kind of like to put a little pressure into this brush to kind of like buff here to make it a little more blended. I want to hit it with a blush today. I'm going into this Buxom Wanderlust blush, and this is in GOA, and just tap on the apples of the cheeks and a little bit back as well on the cheeks, because we don't want to look like a clown. That's not cute. That was the main reason why I don't be going for blush that much, is because I want to avoid the clownish look. That ain't where it's at. I told you guys that I was getting away from a lot of highlighter, specifically on my cheekbones, and I think I'm gonna stay true to that today. I don't know, girl. It has just been giving me, I don't know, more of a mature makeup vibe without that highlight. I'm not really sure what it is, but I have been obsessed with not doing it recently. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep that true today while I add highlighter everywhere else. So what, kind of defeats the purpose, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, I lied. Just a small amount, very small amounts on the top. I don't know, because it just felt uneven when we putting it everywhere else. And by the way, this is my Maybelline Master Chrome in Molten Gold. I'm going into my Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink lip today, and this one is in the shade Mocha Inventor, and it smells like coffee. It is a beautiful shade. It smells like it's a latte or something, like a mocha latte. All right, y'all, so that wraps it up for this look. Really wasn't the focus on the look, more on the techniques. Let's go ahead and wrap it up, and I'll give y'all my final thoughts on this situation. All right, y'all, so my final thoughts on this technique, not for beginners. That's all I'm gonna say, because while I didn't like the technique of, you know, the order of how to do it, more probably because I'm just not used to it or it's not my comfort zone versus how it looks. I don't know, I just don't feel like it's my jam. But you know, it's possible to do and it'll look good. It looks flawless. I would have to say I am a fan of how I'm looking right now. I love how the skin is looking. I love how the contour and the highlight is looking. Knowing that there's no foundation under that makes me feel good, knowing that I don't have so many products piled on top of each other. As far as how it comes together and blending it all together and all of that, it's just a very advanced technique in my opinion. I feel like at least a good 70 to 80% of us on this channel are beginners. So it ain't something that I would recommend, but you know, if you're bored and you're in quarantine, just try it, why not? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Comment below, let me know if you would ever try this technique or if you have and if it works for you. Also, make sure that you hit subscribe below if you have not yet, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.